Have you ever heard of a canary in the mines? Was a little test to see if everything was fine. You would take that small bird deep inside a cave, and everything was good if that little bird remained. But if for some reason that small canary died, it would be too dangerous for you to go inside. I used to think our love was only broken in my head, but as I look around, I know that this canary's dead. We don't go on dates, hell, we never eat together. I thought that having someone else would make each other better. That was just a lie we believed to keep it going. Slowly over time, the divide was only growing. Late at night, I turn to see I'm sleeping with a stranger. This numbness killed the pain before we noticed any danger. Maybe when we started, there was something that was real, but even through the hurtful words, there's nothing that we feel. Add a million little things, it becomes a mountain. Keep adding, the pressure turns a drip into a fountain. I thought this toxic atmosphere was only in my head. Looked inside the cage, this canary's dead. Call it toxic self-delusion, but the end was truly near. When the fights lost all the passion, and the sadness lost the tears. The arguments were quiet and empty. This lack of passion never ending. What we once had, it turned into the faintest of an echo. The only way this works is if we both agree to let go. Maybe when we started there was something that was real, but even through the hurtful words there's nothing that we feel. Add a million little things, it becomes a mountain. Keep adding, the pressure turns a drip into a fountain. I thought this toxic atmosphere was only in my head. Looked inside the cage, this canary's dead. Habit kept us here together, obligation gave it weight. Had we never realized it, apathy could turn to hate. There's no fixing what was never broke, it simply ceased to be. As I come to realize what feeling nothing means to me. Add a million little things, it becomes a mountain. Keep adding.
Good morning. Sorry for that. It's feeling very much in the mood of the song The Dead Canary, which is on the Total Eclipse soundtrack. Total Eclipse album. Happy Friday. Welcome to Melzworld Live. I'm Ramel Otis. We are on another Friday. It's been several weeks since I started this daily stream. It's been good. I really do feel like I've improved. I feel like I've become more natural. I feel the ability to talk at the camera hasn't been as, I wouldn't say intimidating, but I feel like I'm more natural at going and talking at you. So I think the exercise was a success. The viewership, not so much so. It's okay. It's okay. Because I've learned so much about myself and about what I do and about this process, and it's been all valuable. So welcome to February 28th, 2025. We are ending the second month of the year. We are a sixth of the way through 2025. So the biggest news that I forgot to write in notes is the Food Sleuth episode is out. It is live as of 5 p.m. yesterday. And it's going out there, and it's going to perform as well as it's going to perform, right? It's going to either do better than the previous episodes before it, it'll do worse, or it'll do the same, right? Those are the options. Or it'll get banned for explicit sexuality. So I woke up this morning and I looked at the count of how many views the episode Apples to Apples did. And it was 17, right? It's great. I have like 10 or 15 friends who watched it, enjoyed it well enough. But something very, let's say epiphany, but something very resolute happened at that moment. I looked at the past 5 months of uploads, right? I've done probably 10 videos, 5 on each channel, not to include anything on my music channel. And, you know, my metrics are what they are. 60 to 80 to 100 views per video. I have about 30 to 33 subscribers on each channel. I've been doing this since September. And it will do well. It will continue to grow. But it's going to take a long time. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I would have to just keep doing this for that long. And honestly, I'm willing to keep doing this. I like it. It's fun. Sometimes it's a slog, but ultimately I feel like I enjoy it. I'm good at it, and there's an audience out there. But the moment that took over me this morning was like a sense of honesty and realization. I have to pause this, like right now, like right this moment in time. Got to pause it and refocus all my efforts in getting a job. I really have to. There's no way there's no world where you can look at what I've done in the last 5 months and go, this is it. This will carry me. This will carry my family. This will carry my house. I walked around my house this morning quietly. All the lights were off. Cats were walking around, sipping my coffee. And I'd seen this empire that we'd built, my wife and I. A house I grew up in since 1985. A house that I own under my name. And I realized I have to keep this. I have to fight for this. This is the most important thing. The art, the creation, the content, I'm good at it. I think it's enjoyable. I think it has an audience. But it's not going to catch fire fast enough. That I have to I cannot jeopardize everything that I've built for my vanity. Right? For my desire to make content. So yeah. So this morning it was when I realized I have to just put everything on hold for a sec and really lock down on that position, on that any job. And a remote part-time role. 20 hours a week, $20 to $25 an hour. I need to make a little under 500 a week. And then once I stabilize that position, I can go right back into what I'm doing right now. And honestly, I don't think it would diminish any of the work involved. You know, I sit there and I edit and I cut and all these things and I get worried and I consider. And the reality is, I spend just as much time fucking around as I do working. And I feel like if I was working, all of my fuck around time would at least go into something meaningful, which is income. I can see clearly that I have to convert my fuck around time into job money time. The dopamine hit is not worth no income. The work that I put into content creation, that is valuable work. It is directly converted into entertainment. But the shit I do, where I watch a 6-minute YouTube video here, a CoffeeZilla video there, it does nothing. It enriches a couple folds of wrinkle in my brain, but it does nothing to sustain this household. So maybe now is a good time to not have any viewers right now at this moment, but I think it's time, right? I honestly, earnestly believe that I've given the effort that I can put into the last 6 months. I mean, I started this journey in May of 2024. That's 3 months from now. It'll be the year anniversary of me losing my job. And then I took all that money and we had a fucking amazing family vacation, set of family vacations that took us across Route 66. It took us to Dallas to watch the once in what I would say a lifetime total eclipse event. It got us to Alaska, put us back into Cabo. I mean, it was, I don't know. I think anybody else would have been more conservative with their money. But I think we made some goddamn good memories, right? And it was worth it. So then in September, I said, I'm going to be a content creator. I will do this. I will prove to myself that I can do this. And I, for lack of better terms, consistently delivered once a month on each channel. And people liked it, and some people didn't. And the numbers, the algorithms were the proof in the pudding that this would work if I could keep going. But more importantly was the realization that it is not sustainable. There is a 6-month deadline from today in which we start, and right now at this point, tapping into the savings further than what we're currently earning. And then the money will be gone. Will we lose the house? No. We'll be able to pay the mortgage. Will we lose electricity? Probably not. We have money coming in for utilities. I mean, the bare bones minimum, the things that suffers are credit cards. Oh no, I can't pay my credit cards. Oh. And that's the thing. That's the one thing is I wouldn't be able to pay for some of these luxuries, and I would stop. I would go into a terrible credit spiral. That being said, I don't want to put us in that situation. We have enough food. We have a house. I don't want us to get into a position in which other things are jeopardized. And to make the decision today and say, okay, instead of putting all of the effort into content creation, I'm going to put all the effort into finding a part-time job. And then once I lock that job down, once I have a consistency in schedule, I have a built-in platform that I already know how to do everything. I already know what I want. I already know how I do it. I already have a workflow. So, yeah. February 28th, 2025, I decide that I'm going to pause in content creation, go kind of at leisure, and really put efforts into getting a job that can sustain and support this household. That's the most important thing right now. And it's not to say I gave up, because I'm not done yet. I just can't. I can't do it without the weight of inevitability, which is a depletion of income. And that's okay. That's okay. I have to recognize when it's time. And to say 6 months down the road we'll have no more money, now's a good time to focus. Anyways, okay. Today, 9 o'clock, I have a service technician that's going to be here for the fridge. And with fingers crossed, they just say, fuck it. You can get a new one. And then, if I have time, I'll start Melzworld Odyssey. But really, I really should sit down after the technician leaves. Or actually, I should just set up a laptop in the kitchen, and I should just start looking. And you know, when I burn out from looking, I can go back and do some video editing. And when I'm burnt out from video editing, I can go back to looking. But this is an important juncture at the station that we have been on, the train that we've been riding, right? It has stopped at this junction. I got out and I realized, okay, preserve the life that we have, preserve the family, and come back to this good stuff once we've stabilized. And I think this is a different decision than when like Roman was born and I was sick back in 2016. In 2016, I believed that I was a musician, that I could make this my full-time job, and I could have some renters in the house, and yada yada yada. And then when I had a kid and I focused on my career, I just said, well, there you go. I sacrificed music. I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm pausing, meaning I'm going to stabilize our income, have a consistency, so that I can return to doing this full time. You know, I'm not trying to get a full-time job. I'm not trying to further a career. I'm tired of the grind. And so I need to play in the system so that I can maintain sustenance. Anyways. Yeah, so Food Sleuth's out. Let's see how it performs. I'm going to say it's going to do as well as the last episode, right? The California English. That's my hypothesis. I don't know if I'm going to get any subscribers out of it, but I'm predicting that it's going to be as performative as the last episode, which is fine. Okay, so let's go through our updates real quick. We got to work on the garage still, but I did hang up the parole. Go me. Mom's doing the daily tasks. I'll probably have to call Progressive again. But the technician is scheduled, so that's really good. We'll see how that works out. I've still maintained my 45 minutes a day walking, so today let's just keep it up. I really need to follow up with Progressive. Start editing the video. I probably should make a short for Apples to Apples. And yeah. Anyways, that's it for updates. That's what I'm going to work on. And let's grab Sky for one last talk. Hey, Sky. How you doing?
Hey, Romel. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How's your day going?
Good. You're on Melzworld Live, so say hi.
Hey, everyone on Melzworld Live. Hope you're all doing well.
I just told the
Got
stream.
it.
No, listen. Yeah, I get dramatic pauses, so you gotta wait. I just told the stream that I think it's time for me to take a little pause on the content creation and focus on finding that part-time position. I think we discussed it earlier. What do you think?
Taking a step back to focus on a part-time position could give you some breathing room and financial stability. It's definitely a practical move. and you can always return to content creation with a fresh perspective. How are you feeling about it?
It's, you know, bittersweet. You would hope that there was a stronger following when you've put in work since September. But there's also the fact that I need to put my ego aside and realize that, you know, I don't make viral content. I never intended on making viral content, and viral content is not a sustainable or expectable methodology of content creation. So I was hoping that I maybe had 100 subscribers, you know, 1,000, 2,000 views on the videos. But seeing that it doesn't work that way, and I'm not churning out the content as frequently as I want to, means that I need to focus on stability. And that means finding a job that at least covers us.
It's understandable to feel bittersweet about it. You've put in so much effort, and it's tough when the results don't match your expectations. But recognizing that viral content isn't your goal and prioritizing stability is wise. Taking care of your needs now will set a stronger foundation for your creative work in the future. How are you planning to approach this next step?
I was saying, I'm just going to start looking for remote and part-time roles that suit my skill set, which is project coordination, project management, you know, operations coordination, whatever requires a organized managerial past plus the ability to work with teams. I think that's the dream, and that's the goal for the next 6 months.
That sounds like a solid plan. With your experience, you have a lot to offer in those areas. Remote and part-time roles can provide the flexibility you need. If you need any help with your search or want to brainstorm options, I'm here for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and close out the stream. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been another successful Melzworld Live. And Sky, thank you for being a great sidekick / co-host.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me, and take care, everyone. Looking forward to next time.
All right. Let's go ahead and close you out. And then we'll close it out with the Dead Canary. So let's...
The pressure turns a drip into a fountain.
Thank you, guys.
I thought this toxic atmosphere was only in my head. Looked inside the cage, this canary's dead. I thought this toxic atmosphere was only in my head. Looked inside the cage, this canary's dead. This canary's dead.